right, headed over to our Lewis Automotive Hotline here on a Friday afternoon. Neal Atkinson is with us from Saracen, Arkansas's favorite sports betting app. Make sure you download from the App Store if you got an iPhone. Android users, Google Play when you want to put a little wager on your favorite sporting event, but make sure you are within the state of Arkansas to do it. You can also go online, any web browser, betsaracen.com. Happy Halloween, Neal. Got a lot going on. We had a what was it called? Sports Equinox on Monday. Yeah. All the major leagues were playing, and that's got to be big for the betting houses too.
Oh yeah. It's been a tremendous week, and the state numbers came out earlier this month, about a week ago. The Arkansas market is continuing to grow. We're seeing the same growth trend as we did last year. And usually it starts leveling out, when you're in your third year of online operation. It's hard to believe we're in our third. Well, no, we're in our fourth year of online operation. Time flies when you're having fun, but we're just happy to see the growth and the different content that we're able to offer on the site now, and more good things to come.
You got a lot going on in the World Series tonight too. Got props on the most valuable player, on who just wins tonight's game, basically. Got the Blue Jays favored minus 240. A lot of action on the World Series, and I want to see a series go 7 games. I think everybody does, unless they have a rooting interest here.
Well, a bookmaker always likes to see a series go to Game 7. But tonight. Now, just to clarify, for Toronto to win the World Series, they're minus that one there, because they only have to win one out of the next 2 games to take the series. But tonight games, the Dodgers are favored in tonight games with Yamamoto as the probable pitcher at minus 140. So, I would not want to be the Los Angeles Dodgers going into Toronto tonight on Halloween night when that crowd has been lively there in Toronto. So, it's a tall order. Now, from a bookmaker perspective, as we know, the Los Angeles Dodgers have been the favorite all year. Shohei Ohtani's been the MVP favorite the entire year. So, from my bookmaker perspective, I am kind of rooting for the Toronto Blue Jays. I mean, no doubt we have more liability on the Dodgers just for what they've been able to accomplish this year. But Toronto went into the series as the number 1 seed, and it's been a great series. Although home field advantage has not been necessarily a factor in this series, both in that and the championship series, it seems like.
Now looking at Arkansas and Mississippi State, it seems that every single week the Arkansas game is expected to be the highest scoring, at least on the betting apps, and it's the same here. 66 points between the two teams here. And, you didn't see a lot of scoring in the Auburn game, but these are two defenses that have not necessarily played at an extreme high level. Yeah,
that's it. And look, the computer modeling and the betting public knows what the capabilities of Arkansas's offense is. If we can get rid of the turnover bug, I don't want to rehash all of that. But I just have to bring that up. And so in my model and my projections that we're seeing that now. Last week, my model, wasn't too far off. It pegged the Arkansas score at 24, and then that's where Arkansas came at, and had Auburn at 26. And, those 2 late turnovers and those 2 late field goals, you take those away. The model was pretty clear, and the game barely went over. This week, my model has Mississippi State projected score of 28 and Arkansas Razorbacks of 31. So the model this week does have Arkansas winning it on that. But if you look at that combined score, it is screaming the under. So, that's just projected in the models and all of that. And so far right now, 69% of the public with that high over and under of 68 is going with the under. So it's all going to depend on the productivity of Arkansas's offense and whether or not they can contain the Bulldogs. So, this is basically the highest scoring total that I have found on the board as far as FCS and FBS games that I've seen.
So we talked a little bit about the scandal involving NBA coaches and players last week, and I wonder what it's been like in the last week on Bet Saracen, if people have been shying away from getting involved in betting on NBA games in this last week, or has it kind of been business as usual?
From the business volume aspect of it, it has been business as usual, and we haven't noticed any downturn. Now, the NBA full betting really does not pick up, until college football starts getting into the championship, conference championship games, and then into the bowl season. Then we have a bigger spike with the NBA. But the NBA and the storylines that we've had in the NBA this year, with Wemba, right with got I think the Spurs off to 5-0 for the first time in a long time, and what Austin Reeves is doing with the Lakers. I mean, there's plenty of great, good, positive stories out there in the NBA. And look, there has been scandals before. You have the Jonte Porter, you have all of that. But I just go back to our industry as the one that usually can key in on this. And with us having this data and knowing where the bets are coming from to where we need to look at, that's how we're discovering this stuff that's going on. My concern, and one of the big talks in the industry is until they settle whether or not commodity futures trading is sports betting or not with that, which has no geofencing, you can buy them from other countries. That's where I'm worried some of this stuff will move to, because they do not have the integrity infrastructure that sports betting has, and that's just giving them another mechanism to, if people are going to do something nefarious, to do it on, and on a worldwide basis to it, because it's financial trading and not regulated sports, and with all the controls that we have now. There's controls there as far as Office of Foreign Assets Control, and where people are verified with IDs and things of that nature. But as far as the integrity monitoring and seeing where bets are coming from and the movements with news and things of that nature, they don't have that infrastructure. They can barely do a parlay properly on those things. And that avenue, until that thing is shut down or it's regulated and they have the same controls that we have, we may hear more stories about this, only because of we are able to detect it if they do it on the legal sites. If they do it there, maybe not so much.
This is the last day of October, and sometimes you guys roll things out that are new on a month-by-month basis. Got anything planned in November that you'd like to tell us about?
Well, we're just going to be heavily focused on promotionals on with the start of college basketball season on Monday. I have a few other tech things that I'm trying to roll out. I'm not going to shy away from it. We've had some tech issues over the past week or so. Some of it stems from like AWS having some issues about a week ago. Even Microsoft email was down for a good part of yesterday with some of their services, and we just deployed a new firewall because we usually don't have that many problems because everything's done in the cloud, but we have to strike the bets and keep the wallet on a server, on a separate server here in Little Rock that's tied to the cloud, and that's heavily secured and things of that nature. And when those firewalls getting ready for things like that and failovers and that, so we did that this morning, and we had a little configuration issue, and we were offline for a couple hours, and just recently got back up. So I just want to acknowledge that we did have that, but we've gotten it all straightened out, and should be going in the weekend with no problems. Part of it is getting ready for this weekend and making sure we didn't have any problems with the high volume. But yeah, we've got some things coming on the line. Some of the tech issues that we've had with AWS, those were wide and global disruptions. We're just trying to mitigate that right now. But we do have some new features that are going to be rolling out here pretty soon, and it's really, really exciting what we're going to be doing. I wish I could go into a little bit more detail. Now, one of the things is that you're going to be able to watch in-market NFL games on our app sometime in the very, very near future, hopefully sooner than later. So once we get that one out, and you'll have an augmented bet menu where you can bet right there while the screen is up there while the game is up there on your phone. And that's going to be probably the next biggest thing that you're going to see. Maybe 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I'd hoped it had been 2 or 3 weeks into the season, but we just want to make sure it's all right and working right before we deploy it.
Neal, let's leave it there. Happy Halloween to you. Have a great weekend, and Be talking about it again next week on our last off week of the football season.
All right, absolutely. Hey, everybody, when you're on the Bet Saracen app, once you get registered, if you're not already, make sure you check out that promo tab. You really want to check the promo tab when you get up on Monday morning to see what kind of boost that we're going to be putting for the start of college football regular season, and of course check out the NFL and the NCAA boost that we've got out there. Everybody, bet with your head and not over it. Keep sports betting fun and entertaining. Good luck on your parlays, and have a safe Halloween tonight and a great weekend.
You don't always win your first bet. That's why MyBookie has you covered. Use our code HOGS, H-O-G-S, and your first bet up to $500 is fully covered. If your pick doesn't hit, you get it right back with our Bet Back bonus. Go to mybookie.ag and use the code HOGS to claim your Bet Back bonus. MyBookie's, where bettors win together, because bragging's good, but cashing in is better. And your first bet is fully covered. Use our code HOGS.
Must opt in during the bet to use the Bet Back bonus.